Hello there. What is going on, everybody? Today, it's a droid invasion. We're going to be doing a build for Star Wars Legion using the Separatists and a lot of the new stuff from the Kashyyyk wave, especially now that just about everything is in hand. Almost this entire wave is now completely street legal. Yoda and the Wookiees are still on track for January of 2022. So if you have those pre-ordered, they should be shipping in the next couple of weeks. And hopefully those will arrive before February. That is currently the plan. But as for Separatist new units from the what about the droid attack on the Wookiees half of the wave, we do have enough of those to kind of put a droid invasion build together. Another part of this inspiration for this build is that we have battle forces coming soon. And one of the battle forces that are going to be coming is a droid invasion battle force. So we don't really know much more than the name, but of course we can assume it has something to do with AI. And since we also got the super tactical droid, there's some really cool things that we can do to kind of put together a list that might be, you know, one that synergizes with the droid invasion and just kind of seems thematic enough to work. So that's what we're going to be doing today. If you guys haven't already, there's still time left to enter to win one of the 12 days of giveaway and the lightsaber giveaway that we have going on. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. I've been announcing winners towards the end of my videos all throughout the month of December. Anything that doesn't get claimed, if you don't watch all the way to the end, you win something you don't know, it all rolls over into Patreon. So patrons are going to get extra chances to win loot. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive into this video. I am using Tabletop Admiral today, so make sure you head over to Tabletop Admiral and check them out. I will also be putting a link to this list hosted over on Tabletop Admiral in the description, so you can check that out as well. So we're going to start with a super tactical droid, and then we have three different types. You know, we've got the regular one, we've got Recon, and we've got Kalani. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I will ever use the basic super tactical droid. He's not terrible, but I feel like the other ones for 5 more points give you a lot more specialization, whether you want to be that melee-capable super tactical droid or you want to be that super strategic Kalani. And for me, it's all about Kalani. It always will be. I'll probably only ever use Kalani because Kalani is the way, the truth, and the droid. So what are we going to put on Kalani? We're going to have Kalani start up as our commander, and I really like a lot of what Kalani has going on. I'm going to give Kalani Vigilance. Vigilance is going to be nice, especially since he can hand out some dodge tokens. I'm like, hey, that works. And he's got 3 command slots. And while you don't necessarily have to use all 3 of these, I want to. I want to use Kalani's 3 command slots. 3 command is kind of bonkers to have that much. So I think that that's pretty cool. I'm going to put aggressive tactics on him because that's just a good one to use in general. But I'm also going to swing over and I'm going to put improvised orders. The reason I'm going to be putting improvised orders on Kalani is because this is going to be a build that's using a lot of the new stuff. And that means we're going to have things like special forces, things like support and core and commander, maybe heavy, you know, things like that. And so I'm going to have a lot of stuff all over the place. And that's going to be a pretty cool time. I think this is going to be a really great opportunity to use improvised orders, which is going to give you a little bit of like, I'm going to pull from the pile. Oh, I didn't get what I wanted. Hold on. I got one do-over. For that. So I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Improvised orders is going to go on there. It's one I don't use very much, but this is going to be a list to make it work. I think it's going to work. I'm going to skip the comms upgrade right now, but I'm going to give him electro binoculars. I want Kalani to be in a support role in this one, and strategize is a really good thing, but I think there's going to be a lot of times where he goes with just support, handing out aims. And electro binoculars is going to work really well with that. Also, since I'm going to be at least using a little bit of aim synergy later on, well, let's do that right now. I'm going to start off with a heavy. And normally, you know, I like to do core first sometimes, but with the droids, I think it helps when I'm list building to do the core last, because I have so many. Like, I have got expensive core options and super cheap core options. So they've got some of the most expensive core and some of the cheapest core. All right. Well, the B2s I guess aren't that expensive, but I mean they can get kind of expensive once you outfit them well enough. But let's save the core to last, and let's do the big old Persuader Tank. I'm going to put a Persuader Tank, and this is going to be the only heavy I put in this build. You definitely could go double heavy. I only picked up one of each item so far in this wave, And so I kind of wanted to do like maybe a budget friendly or semi budget friendly version of the Kashyyyk wave in this particular build. So I'm not gonna like do two persuaders or whatever. It's like it's gonna make a little bit of one of everything, and I want to find a way to make that work for people who maybe only have one of each. So and of course, if you want to do two of something, you can modify this totally. All right. So for the Persuader Tank, I'm going to start with the protocol. I'm going to go attack protocols. It's going to give him AI aim, and of course he's going to have precise 2. This thing has a lot of dice that it can roll, but there are a fair number of white dice in his roll, depending on if you fire his 2 basic weapons or if we give him an ordnance. And we are going to give him an ordnance also. I want to have the most dice potentially possible, especially if I'm going to have aim tokens. And again, this is going to be with synergy from Kalani, especially with Kalani with electro binoculars. If we can line this up to where Kalani gives this thing, an aim and another aim from Kalani going with strategize and then electro binoculars, this guy might have potentially 3 aims, which is going to be really, really cool. Really cool if he gets 3 aims. So he won't always have 3 aims, but it's going to be really fun when he does. So especially with precise 2, because you can just fish for that all critical kind of roll, which is a super groovy thing to be able to do. All right, so let's put attack protocols on there. I like that on this guy. This dude's going to be shooting. So I said he's going to have ordnance. I want him to have the high energy shells. It's 3 extra dice. It's the same total number of dice if I had the ion cannons, but this is range 2 to 4. So I've got my bases covered right here. At range 2, I have the most flexibility, but at ranges 3 and 4, I can still roll a fistful of dice. I'm going to have critical 2 on this particular pile, which is real good. I got high velocity if I want to split fire, which of course you totally can. I've got cycle, so I don't have to recover. And on the other turns, those are the turns that I can maybe move or fire my ion cannons. I can do whatever I need to do, but we got great range on this tank, and I think that's a cool thing about it. So we're going to give it the high energy shells just to maximize that range 4 shot. Again, if I'm staying in the back with Kalani, that's kind of what I'm going for here. And I'm going to do maybe it's overkill. Maybe you be the judge. Linked targeting array. When we are issued an order, we're going to gain an aim token. Look, this is really for those times when we have to move and shoot, right? When we've got to move and shoot, but we still want to take advantage of that precise 2. And even if Kalani has to move too, I think this is just gives me such flexibility with this tank. If I'm stuck not giving it an order, no problem. It's going to aim and shoot. It's going to be beautiful with this aim and shoot. It may get some extra aims from Kalani. It may not. But if I can't give it an order, or if I do give it an order, then it's also going to get that stuff. Then it can move also. It's going to be beautiful. I think that's going to be fantastic. So I like this particular setup. It has the potential to give you like 4 aims in one turn. It's not going to probably happen all that much, but who knows? All right, so let's go with the support. I want to put a spider droid in here. All right, so we've seen the spider droid with the self-destruct keyword. They can get in close. They can do a lot of nasty stuff. There are also programs. They're only 55 points to start. Let's go ahead and add that spider droid over into the list. They're also new, and of course, they should be kind of walking right alongside the N99 Persuader. So this one, I'm also going to go with the same thing. I'm going to put attack protocols on this one as well. I want this one shooting. I want this one shooting long range, and I'm going to give it this longest range weapon. We've got a 1 through 3 with the nose mounted. We've got a 1 with the flamethrower, and then we've got a 2 to 4 with the ion blaster. Highest dice pool here. I really like this one. This is my favorite weapon for the spider droid, at least on paper. It does certainly have the problem of being a cycle weapon. You won't be able to fire it every turn particularly easily, but that's not a problem because we are going to want to potentially maneuver this thing around a little bit. So there's going to be certain turns where it moves and then certain turns where it shoots. It might even, by the way, be able to shoot and then recover, especially if, maybe Kalani doesn't need to give aims to the NR99 this turn. Maybe Kalani gives aims to the spider droid, and the spider droid maybe gets an order token. Then of course we can then shoot and recover. The next turn maybe it doesn't get an aim. Then the next turn maybe it's again I can cycle off. Even if I'm doing just a single order, I can do the spider droid gets it one turn, the Persuader Tank gets it the other turn, and so on. And then I can go back and forth and back and forth. And one of the things that really enables me to do that is that Kalani has direct AI unit. So he gets a free one, so it can go there, or he can start a B1 chain that way, right? And so I have a lot of flexibility with Kalani. I think he's really good for this kind of unit. For attack protocol spider droids and attack protocol persuader tanks, I think this is like the golden ticket right here. So we're gonna put the ion blaster on this guy. That's all I'm gonna put on the spider droid. Again, this is long range firepower. We've got a lot of it, but also close range threats, right? We've got ion 1 here. We've got ion here. We've also got self-destruct if it comes down to that. We've got some close range threats as well, which is very, very fun. Now, since Kalani is such a linchpin, let's put in the other new thing. We've got the IG-100 Magnaguard. We're going to put 1 unit of these guys in here. Now, the cool thing is, if you picked up an IG-100 Magnaguard, you can put 2 of these if you want to run them as base units. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put 1 unit in here. I'm going to give it the Electro Whip. We're going to keep these guys more as the close range threat. You look between the Spider Droid and the Persuader, I have got some good defensible, fairly well armored long range shooters. Those can be my long range gun platforms. Plus with ion, they can do some nasty stuff. But these guys are going to be my close range threat. They're also going to be a mitigation against somebody like Yoda or somebody coming in. You know, we've got Immobilize on there. It can slow down fast force speed users, and that's a cool thing, man. I think that's a really groovy, and Mandalorians and other cool stuff like that. So I like that, man. I like that a lot. We're going to give these guys 2 upgrades. We're going to give them Tenacity. I like Tenacity. They're going to be they're going to be using Guardian on Kalani. They're probably going to take some wounds. I get some control. I get some agency over how many wounds they choose to take. So Tenacity is going to work for that. And then for fun, we're going to put Offensive Push, because Offensive Push is just such a good card to take. So I will definitely take an Offensive Push on these guys. All right, now it's time. Now it's time to start putting our core in. I've got 4 new units. It is all 4 new units that just came out in this wave, right? It's like I planned this or something, right? So let's go forward and add some core. Now, one of the things I always like to do is like, all right, I'm at 470 points, so can I add 6 B1s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can do that, and I have points to spare. So you could always just fill out your list that way. But I don't want to quite do that. Let's get these guys out. No. I don't want that many. I don't want that many B1s. I do want a couple of things though. I want to have a couple of B1s with the E5C1. It's a great unit. I'm gonna put 2 of those in there, and that's all they're gonna have. And that's for 54 points. That's a pretty good unit. You got 7 miniatures, and you've got 3 black dice, plus a whole bunch of white that are all going to be blank. But that makes it a fairly respectable unit. I'm going to put 2 of those in there. I'm going to put another B1. And that one's going to be my little repair, right? This guy, the PK series worker droid. He's a non-combatant. He's not the most daring of units on the battlefield, but he can repair 2. He's got capacity 2, which is going to be really nice considering you've got 2. Well, first off, he can repair everything in the entire army because this is going to be an all-droid army, so he can certainly do that. But he can also, he's going to be good for the tank if they do start taking shots at your tank or the spider droid. Or something gets ionized, right? We forget sometimes that they can get rid of ion tokens if you want. So that's cool. You're only going to be able to do it twice, but that's okay. It's also an extra hit point if it comes down to it. But yeah, so there's our PK series is going to go on that one. That gives us 3 B1 battle droids, fulfilling the core option. We could go on with something else right now, but I want to go with some B2s, super battle droids. One of the reasons is the Persuader Tank, can take some B2s on board. And I think that's a really cool thing. And move forward on that first turn, drop those B2s closer to the battlefield, and make up for the fact that they're really good at close range. So we're going to do a close range B2 super battle droid. And to do it, my favorite close range version of the B2 super battle droid is going to be with the B2 ACM right there. Boom. And because he's amazing, he synergizes, right? They've got a black and a white each at range 1 to 2, and he's got 3 red at range 1 to 2. Works very, very well. For personnel, sometimes you might just add an extra B2 super battle droid, but we can also add the Viper Recon droid. And the Viper is actually kind of cool here. I really first off, he's only 6 points. How cool is that? He's less than half of a B2 super battle droid in points. He's only, he got a points reduction, man. He's only 6 points. And he still rolls 2 white dice. Range 1 to 2. Now, he's got sidearm range, so he has to roll his own. But he gives this whole unit something really cool to do if they're outside of range 2. If they're at range 3, they could still do the observe token, and they can do that on top of a move or on top of another action because it's one action. Isn't something that I'll always do, but it makes for a really cool, you know, a really cool 6-point upgrade and extra hit points to your B2 super battle droids. So I just think that that's a super cool one to run. And if you've already got your you know, your PK series, if you already got your specialists, you know, throw a Viper droid on there. It'll be super fun. Okay, so that's one unit of B2 super battle droids. We're going to add one more unit of B2 super battle droids, and this one's going to be a little different. This one is going to be the Ha. This one is going to be more of a range 3 shooting unit. And this is a nasty, like the Ha is really good. He's got Cycle, he's got Blast, he's got Impact 2, giving us a lot. We have actually a decent amount of anti-vehicle firepower now, and I like that. I like that we've got it on the troopers, and then we've got it on both the ionizing weapons for our vehicles too. So I expect we might see more and more vehicles coming soon. Especially with this latest wave, all the vehicles that exist, being able to ionize those vehicles is going to be super cool. Plus, just having the extra impact laying around is going to be quite helpful. So what else are we going to put on here? We are going to put the lovely T-Series Tactical Droid. He's going to synergize a lot more with the Ha unit because he is a range 3. You're going to give you a reliable one. He's also leader, and you're going to lose AI attack. So now all of a sudden you don't have to issue this one in order at all. He's going to be running it for you. I think this is the best use of the T-Series Tactical Droid. At first, I really liked the T-Series, maybe as a cheap leader, but Kalani is like, oh, Kalani's a little more expensive, but he's really, really good. So I like putting a T-Series over here. And so this gives me, you know, an extra range 3 red die to stack with this one. I got 3 red and a white at range 3, while the rest of the unit's still stuck at range 2. But it gives me a respectable attack at range 3 with reliable 1. So super groovy. Like it a lot. And that brings us up to 798. I guess we have like a 2-point bid. I don't usually go for bids, but I'm like this is good. This is good. We can stop here. So that is going to do it for all of the units. For commands, this one is going to be pretty simple. We're going to use the new cards that we got. So basically, in your specialist pack, you have Mechanized Incursion. That one's going to work great. After vehicles are issued an order, we get to give an order to another droid trooper unit. Very cool. That's going to work very well in this list. We got 2 vehicles that are going to be hard to kill vehicles. Definitely going to work and work well. It can start an extra B1 chain and all that other stuff. Or we can issue it to Kalani, who's going to be another droid trooper who's our commander, and it gets the commander out of the pile. So that's also, and I think that's going to be a very important thing here, is that Kalani is going to want to have control over when he activates. That's an important thing, because if you want to be able to strategize, it's going to be really stinky if you pull your commander last after everybody else is gone, and you're like, oh, I can hand out aims that won't matter because this is the end of the round. So you don't want to do that. So I like Mechanized Incursion for that. I'm going to put Orbital Strike on here. Even if Kalani were to die, if I make one of the B2s my commander, they can still also use this. We got a lot of flexibility on making this card always be able to work. I expect Kalani to stay pretty far in the rear. And the cool thing about this is he's going to get a nice 4-die attack with Suppressive and Immune to Deflect. But since Kalani himself actually has Sharpshooter 2, that's going to make this card even better. Right? It's going to make this card even better. I love this card on Kalani with him shooting, because he's somebody that I won't normally be shooting, but here he will. And then we're going to go with Roger. Roger's going to be 3 droid troopers, and they're going to gain a surge. And of course, what I can do is this is going to stack well with Kalani's direct AI, because I can now still give, either my the Persuader Tank or the Spider Droid Tank an order token. So that he can start a B1 chain, he can throw one to maybe somebody else who can't quite make it, and he can give one to himself. So really cool. But they're gonna, if they want to get the dodge or the surge token, they have to be issued an order using this card. So it's a lot of flexibility here. It's pretty good. I kind of waffled back and forth just between Assault's flexibility. I'm like, oh, Assault would kind of be good, because I can just be like vehicle commander, boom, and then then kind of make sure that I had full control. But I like the ability to get extra surge tokens and things like that, so I think that's going to be helpful. And then for the other three, we're going to go with Kalani's 3 basic cards here. They too will suffer. This one's just nasty for messing with your opponent's plans. Preservation Protocols is going to help in case you do get a Jedi that runs up on you and manages to get past your guardians. And then do not underestimate our means. This one is really here to make sure that that you get your reinforcements, right? Up to 3 friendly units with AI. And they gain reinforcements. The only one you're not going to be able to do this for with reinforcements is going to be that B2 Super Battle Droids with the T-Series, because the T-Series makes them lose the AI. So those are the only ones that won't be able to do that, but that's okay. They're range 3 anyway. So you can actually keep your other B2s in the back and have them kind of deploy on board the NR99. And then do your spider droid also. You keep your long range guys, and then have Kalani go. Kalani's got reinforcements anyway, so he doesn't have to be one of the ones that you choose. You have a lot of stuff that you can do there, or just save it for the Magnaguards, because if you drop the Magnaguards somewhere, they're probably going to guess that Kalani's going to go there too. So you can maybe drop the spider droid in a totally different position. So you got a lot of flexibility, but I think that's a really, really fun card. And by the way, this divulge card, you don't have to actually play this first turn, right? You don't have to play this first turn. So you always want to divulge this, right? I love it. I just think it's really cool. The only weakness with having too many things in reinforcement is that your opponent's going to be able to have a little bit more area that they could kind of drop, like a Pathfinders or Jyn Erso, or a Darth Maul or things like that, or a Iden Versio and Inferno Squad. If they're kind of trying to infiltrate in the battlefield, but all you do is you just drop your first B1 or your first 2 B1s and you kind of spread them out a little bit and kind of cohesify them pretty far out. For battle plans, we are going to go with moisture evaporators, and these ones you can change these up if you want. I'm going with payload, I'm going with key positions, and then intercept the transmissions. For deployments, I went with roll out. Of course, that's probably a good one here. Battle lines. I think if you can manage to get roll out, especially with reinforcements, that's going to be like the best possible scenario. I think that'd be a really, really fun one. I'm hoping that I can get that and make that work. Although now with the new 4 and 4, you can never really guarantee that you're going to have that. So if your opponent definitely doesn't want you to have that, they can make sure that you don't get it, but they can't make sure that you do get anything. Rollout and battle lines are there. I'm going to get major offensive, and then I'm going to take the long march. And then for conditions, we'll go with Minefields. I think this one is kind of fun because there's certain things that we can definitely afford to use the minefield with, like maybe even have your own Magnaguard deliberately trip a mine so that they can now trigger tenacity just in case that becomes a thing. I like having the ability to try to put a unit on, put a damage on a unit that wants 1 wound. So hopefully that it could work out that way if you have to. If not, it's also a great way to just to kind of punish your opponent for taking a certain route. I'm going to put rapid reinforcements on there. I think this is a fun one to drop a B2 unit somewhere in the somewhere to behind enemy lines or to mess with things. So I really like rapid reinforcements when I have some super battle droids in there. Hostile environment. Look, this one's going to potentially punish. Could potentially punish. We've got some vehicles that aren't going to really have a problem with that, and that's kind of what I'm hoping. And especially since they've got such long range, hopefully they can punish things a little bit more. And then I'll put a clear conditions in there too for I'm taking the easy way out. I didn't want supply drop on there because I don't want myself to get Bacta, right? That's the only reason I put supply drop in almost every single build, but I don't want Bacta. And I know that if I put supply drop in here, I'm getting both Bactas. I'm gonna end up getting I'm gonna draw there's a Bacta in here and then there's something else that I don't need at all. And I'm gonna sigh. I'm like, oh. So I would much rather do supply drop if I had Darth Maul in this list or something like that. And then there's always the chance of getting it back then, and at least I can make it work. But I don't feel like it's going to benefit my opponent, possibly more than it benefits me. So I don't want supply drop in this one. But maybe I'm overestimating the luck and how it will fall. All right, guys. So I'm going to put a link for this list down in the description so you can go check them out. Check out Tabletop Admiral. Let me know what you guys think, and I think this will be a fun one to run to kind of test out all the new stuff, see how it's going to work, and And also, guys, while you're down there, check out some of the other links we have. If you want, I'd love to have you guys join our Discord. We have a great family-friendly Discord. We talk about Legion. We share a lot of photos of our painted stuff. There's also discussions for X-Wing, Armada, some other games with 40K, general Star Wars stuff in general. It's all good, and you know, we got a pretty nice and growing Discord, so I would love to have you come out and join us. Great place to ask questions, chat. We have giveaways that are going on in there all the time, so that's another cool thing. Speaking of giveaways, we're going to do one of the 12 Days of Life Day giveaway right now. So today's winner is going to win themselves a copy of, speaking of the Kashyyyk Wave, the new Radach Nasp Fluttercraft. So if you win this one, just make sure you shoot me an email over at mailcrabbok@gmail.com, and we'll get your contact information, get this right out to you. So today's winner is going to be Gulwing Uni. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but you are today's winner. So thank you for being a subscriber and leaving a comment, and it's as simple as that, folks. That's how you win. Some people have asked me why I put these usually at the end of the video. Well, I want you to watch, and that's really it. Yeah, sorry. that's the way it works. All right, well, I'll talk to you guys later. I want to thank you all so much. Happy holidays to everybody watching. We still have that lightsaber giveaway. There's still giveaways. There's still time left to enter to win. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing. You guys definitely look out for any unclaimed prizes. I'll be giving the winners 30 days to claim, and we'll start seeing some unclaimed prizes. Probably late January, start rolling over into Patreon. So we'll talk to you guys soon, and I want to thank you all for continued support. Have a great day.